Hey everybody, it's time for part 2 of that book haul I promised. This stack isn't quite as big, but it is full of books that will definitely wind up on your TBR. So we better get started. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you all doing today? I hope you guys are doing very, very well. As always, I hope you're safe, I hope you're healthy, and I hope your reading's going well. I cannot complain. Everything is plugging along here. We're doing a bunch of stuff on our house right now. We're trying to reorganize, get rid of a bunch of stuff. But I have been fitting in a bunch of really good reading, so I cannot wait to tell you guys all about that in another video. It may come out before this one. You never know. I never know what where I'm going to put these things. But what I do know is I have a stack of amazing books to tell you about. So get out your pen, get out your paper, get out your Goodreads, however you keep track of your TBR. If you are so able, please pre-order these books that are not out, or just order these books from your local independent bookstore. If you are a library user, get your library to get a copy of them for you as soon as possible. Now, actually only 2 of these books are not out. They come out in the next coming months. Everyone else is out because they are books that I purchased for myself and that are sitting here to tell you guys about. So the first book I want to tell you about comes out on November 17th, and that is A Million Aunties by Alecia McKenzi, out from Akashic Books. And this is blurbed by Bernardine Evaristo. Why else do you guys need, what else do you need? This is the story of Chris. He is an American-born artist who goes through a tragedy and returns to his mother's homeland in the Caribbean. He goes there to really heal from the tragedy and also heal sort of from the fractured relationship that he has with his father. He's hoping to go there for solitude, to sort of dive into his art and to be creative. He finds out that he has quite an extended, eclectic, crazy family all over the island, and it's about how that family helps him heal, helps him come to terms with what's gone on in his life, and also helps him sort of figure out what he wants to do next. I love everything about that. I hope that there are many a description of delicious Caribbean food in this book. I don't know that there are, but I always love Caribbean food and descriptions, and then I go eat it. And I cannot wait to dive into this little book. So that's A Million Aunties by Alecia McKenzi, out from Akashic Books. And again, it comes out on November 17th, 2020. The next book is coming out in November as well, and that's The Arrest by Jonathan Lethem. Now, I've read 2 or 3 of his books already. I think I've read Motherless Brooklyn and The Fortress of Solitude, I believe. I think those are the names. You know, sometimes, yes, those are the 2 that I can remember off the top of my head. This is a book that quotes itself as not being a dystopian novel, but basically what happened is everything that we take for granted has stopped working. It's called The Arrest. The arrest occurs. This is the story of a man whose name is Sandy before the arrest, where he was in the movie business. He wrote and produced films with his buddy, who was becoming a powerful man in Hollywood by the last name of Todd. And after the arrest, Sandy changes his name to the Journeyman, and he works in rural Maine, delivering food for the butcher, delivering food for his sister that she grows. And then one day, his partner, Todd, shows up in this contraption, which you guys can see here on the front, and he says he's been going across the United States. And one wonders what his actual sort of deal is. What is his plan? What is his expectation? Is he trying to do something that the journeyman needs to sort of stop from happening? What is the whole point and purpose? My friend Matthew Serapa, who has already read this book, gave it a very good review. So if you want a full review of it, you can go to his channel and check that out. But I'm super excited about it. I like the idea. I like a fresh take on a futuristic, not dystopian novel. So that's The Arrest, out from Ecco Books by Jonathan Lethem, and it is out in November as well, and you guys can get your hands on it soon because November will be here before we know it. So the rest of the books I've purchased for myself, so there is a little bit of a stack here, guys. And the first one, I was a huge fan of Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke when it came out years ago. It is a tomb of a book, and it is fan-freaking-tastic. I loved the miniseries, loved everything about it. This one is called Piranesi, and that's how I'm gonna say that. This one sounds fantastic. So Piranesi is our main characters. His house is no ordinary building. Its rooms are infinite, its corridors endless, its walls are lined with thousands upon thousands of statues, each one different from the other. But he's not afraid. He understands his home. He understands how it works, and he lives to explore the house. He believes that there is only one other person that lives there, a man called the Other, who visits him twice a week and asks for help with research into a great and secret knowledge. But as he explores this, evidence emerges of another person, and a terrible truth begins to unravel, revealing a world beyond the one Piranesi has always known. Now, my friend Ryan has already read this and raved about it. Now, I'm going to show you guys real quick. How are these end papers? They are beautiful. They are beautiful. And then if you do this on the back, you guys, come on. Come on. That is some great work, Bloomsbury. Great work. Absolutely beautiful. Ryan raved about it. I've heard nothing but really fun things. So that is Piranesi by Susanna Clarke, out now from Bloomsbury. You can get your hands on it. Okay, next is just a small little essay collection I picked up. I know a lot of people have heard about it, and that is Zadie Smith's Intimations. Gosh, Russell, your English is weak. This is out from Penguin. I picked this up because it was talked about on the Keep It podcast. They did an interview with Zadie Smith, and I just found it really intriguing. It's essays that she wrote after the quarantine started, and sort of a discussion on that separation and becoming separated from your life, from the world, and just focusing on the people in your home. I've read a couple of them. Zadie Smith has always been a writer that I find a little bit too smart for me, so it does take me some time to get through her stuff, but I'm interested in what she has to say about this very different time in our history. So that's Intimations by Zadie Smith. And yeah, I can't say any words today because it's been a long day. Sorry. There you go. I talked to you guys about Dean Street Press in my last video and told you I was obsessed with them because they do these books by women authors from like the 40s and the 50s, and I'm completely obsessed with them. And so I bought 2 books of my own after they had kindly sent me a copy. And the first one I bought is A House in the Country by Ruth Adam. This is the story of a group of people. I believe it's 6 friends. So World War II has just been ended. Air raids, food rationing, and these friends have sort of been dreaming about what they're going to do next. And so what they do is they rent a 33-room manor in Kent and acres of gardens and everything like that. And they go there to escape. But then reality sets in. It says, but the realities of managing this behemoth soon dawn, including a knife-wielding maid, unruly pigs, and a paying guest who tells harrowing stories of her time in the French Resistance. Not to mention the friends' conscientious efforts to others offer staff a fair 40-hour week and pay overtime. And then there's the ghost of an overworked scullery maid. If that doesn't sound fan-freaking-tastic, I don't know what does. So that is A House in the Country by Ruth Adams, and you guys can get this now from Dean Street Press. And then there was one with an old woman, middle-aged spinster, living at home, and you know I had to buy it right away. And that is Ms. Plum and MS Penny by Dorothy Evelyn Smith. Now, Miss Penny is a middle-aged spinster, my favorite type of people. She lives a great life. She lives in her town. She's got a housekeeper. She loves her little village. And her romance consists of these letters from this man, George, who is an old flame that she gets at Christmas. And she just, you know, she's going to be that. She's going to be everything I love. And then into this very stable, normal life comes Miss Plum, who Miss Penny saves from drowning herself in a duck pond. And the village embraces this woman and wants her to do well until she just becomes way too much. She just becomes way too much. And yeah, I think in it also George, the old flame, reappears too. Everything about that I love. Everything about it. So that is Miss Plum and MS Penny by Dorothy Evelyn Smith. I'm really loving these covers too. I'm going to say it. I'm a stand for Dean Street Press. I just think yeah, everything about them. So I hope you guys like them as much as I do. A book that I really don't need to talk about is my book of the month pick for this month, or last month, I believe. And that's Transcendent Kingdom by Gyasi. And this is out now from Knopf Books. I'm not going to say a whole lot about it. It has been talked about ad nauseum because her first book, Homecoming, was so amazing. I've heard nothing but rave reviews for this book. Roxane Gay gave it 5 stars. There's so much to talk about. I'm trying to go into it a little bit more blind because you know how hype can kill something for me. So I need to read it soon before it's just completely ruined. But I'm a huge fan of hers. And this is out now, Transcendent Kingdom. And you guys can get your hands on it. And I really love the cover and all of that. And if you've read it, don't tell me what it's about, but just tell me if you loved it, because I want to hear all about it. Last but not least in this video is going to be Yiyun Lee's Must I Go. You know, guys, that again, you are going to see a theme here. You're going to see a theme here. So we have this old woman. She's outlived 3 husbands. She's raped 5 children. She has 17 grandchildren. And she's done all she's going to do for her family. So she turns her attention to a journal from a long forgotten man named Ronald Booley, who she once, long ago, had a fleeting affair. So she becomes more obsessed with his history and his journal. She begins to annotate the journal with her own different version of the events that occur, revealing, I love this, the surprising long-held secrets of her past. She returns to the memory of her daughter Lucy. This is a novel about life and it's all its messy glory, and of a life lived by the extraordinary Lilia, absolutely on its own terms. You guys, does that not sound like a Russell book? Does that not sound like a you book? So that's Yiyun Lee's Must I Go. This is out now from Random House. I'm so excited for that. So I told you this stack wasn't as big, but it was full of books that should wind up on your TBR. I hope all of them did. As always, if you're a return subscriber, I thank you so much for coming back. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope you stay around. I hope you watched part 1 of this book haul. As always, I encourage you guys to read globally, shop locally, and until next time, I wish you happy reading. Bye, everyone.